What's going on, YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for the love, the comments, the likes, the shares, subscribing to my channel. I humbly thank y'all for that, man, and I'm humbly appreciative. And I will always thank y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? But before we get started, I hope y'all having a wonderful day. The week is almost over, and what do y'all have planned for the weekend? You know what I mean? Me personally, I ain't got nothing planned for the weekend. You know, my dog is on her period, so I'm gonna be around here, make sure ain't no drips going around this house. And you know, she got a little diaper on, but it seems like she only let it stay on for an hour or two, and I got to put it back on. But that's enough of too much information that's going on right now in my personal life right now. And if you're going through something and it seems like you're the only one going through it, you're not alone. You know what I mean? I just want to let you know you're not alone. You know, you might feel like you're in a storm right now, feel like you're just drenched in rain and being wet and stuff. But at the end, you know, the storm will always be over and the sky will be blue and the sun will be shining on you again. So I always keep that in mind. But anyway, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Now, Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed has a documentary called Hidden Colors 6 coming out soon. And there's been a little controversy surrounding his documentary. Specifically with the people that's in it. Now, one of them was James Smalls. We already know with James Smalls, he's a Pan-African, and he disagrees with how the delineation movement is going. And I think we pretty much all know why he's feeling that way, because a lot of people ain't just riding with the African tours. You know, we can hear a lot of our intellectuals on that speak on this subject, that speak on how James Small turned on Tariq Nasheed. I'm pretty sure we know the full story and the context of it, but let me say this about James Small. He was with the African that came from Ghana, the president of Ghana, on yesterday or this morning. I saw a video of him at the UN or at the AU, whatever it was, where the African was speaking about the reparations and was old and all this and all that. And he was there standing, clapping and smiling and just, I don't know, man. That Pan-African stuff, y'all. That Pan-African stuff, man. That Pan-African stuff is just so dangerous, man. It just don't make no sense. But anyway, enough of him. But Tariq did take him out of Hidden Color 6 because he was being very disrespectful towards our brother. Now, the next person that he was asking, and I think it was the main reason why he held the live on TikTok yesterday, and you can see the playback on YouTube also. He dropped it this morning. And he asked, should 19 keys be taken out of Hidden Color 6? He did a poll. Majority of people agreed that he should be taken out of Hidden Color 6. And I totally agree that he should be taken out. I think it just so shady how Tariq explained their relationship, man. I just think that just shows me how people are just so shady and shysty, man. Like, you can trust people, but you can't really trust people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can trust people to a certain extent, but at the same time, you still got to keep your eye on them. You know what I'm saying? You still got to keep your eye on snakes around you. You get what I'm saying? Because people will be jealous of you. People will give you all the praises, wish you well. They will wish you well to the umpteenth degree. But spiritually and emotionally, they wish you hell. There's a lot of people that will clap for y'all, but they want hell for y'all also. Or they want to be in your position also. It's a lot of jealous people around us that'll smile in our face. That's why I always be careful, man, on who I have around me also, you know. That's why I try to treat everything as business. Business as usual. This how I'm going to roll. This how I'm going to act. Let's do this, do that, and I'm out of there, you know. I'm a very nice person, very giving person, very empathetic and sympathetic person, you know. But I do have a thing with trust with new people, you know what I mean? Like, I can deal with a person business-wise, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, you want to link up and do that? Yeah, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to do a protest? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do these things together, man. Let's try to build a black community together. But personally, I don't want to get to know nobody like this, especially no new person. because you never know what's on their mind and what's their agenda dealing with you. Not saying everybody that you come across like that, but you got to be weary a little bit, because seeing this situation with Tariq Nasheed, how Tariq Nasheed platform is big, and how he put 19 keys on. Not, I ain't gonna say he put them on, but just elevated him to another level by being in his videos, or by Tariq Nasheed interviewing with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I think 19 Keys interviewed him and everything. Showed the brother love. And just to act like that, man, we ate together, we chilled together, we talked for hours together. And for you to stab me in my back, that's some wild stuff. That's some wild stuff, man. I got a story, right? It's something similar, but it all ties in. Except this was somebody that I looked at as a brother, right? So I had a friend, I'm going to call him C. I've been knowing C since I was like in maybe 8th, 9th grade or something. I'm going to say 9th grade. And we was cool, you know what I'm saying? He had his hardships, his family didn't have much money and stuff like that. But me and my partners, we made sure he was taken care of, to the point where I had a car in high school. He didn't, but if he needed a ride to work, I'd take him to work. If his mama needed to ride from work or to be taken to work, I'd do that. And I'm in high school doing this, you know what I'm saying? Or if we go out and he ain't had the money and he probably want to stay at home, we'll pay for him. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't just me, but it was just a collective group of us. But I did notice some shady ways about him. You know what I'm saying? He was like one of those. He was like one of those men that PMS a lot. Like one day he cool, the next day he acting like a woman. No offense to my ladies. No offense to my ladies. I promise y'all, no offense to my ladies. But he'll have a attitude like he on his period. But we looked over there because we all had our flaws. You know what I mean? We all had our flaws, and we always looked at him as our brother. As time go on, I'm in college. He doing this thing. He have kids. He got his own place now as an adult. But even during that time, we still kicked it and hung out. And I'm going to tell y'all I don't know if I tell y'all this part of the story. I'm going to tell y'all this part of the story. Reason why I think he stopped talking to us. But anyway, as time go on, things change, So I'm like 21, 22, 23, around that age. I'm starting to have children now out here in this game, man. And but we still kick it. We play video games together. We go out to the club together. We meet girls together. We just have fun together. So I remember one day he was about to get evicted from his home. Now this was about a year or two before I moved to Dallas, so I had to be about 25, 26 at the time. And I got in custody of my son. I had custody of my son, I think Junior. I got custody of Junior when he was a baby. Basically, when he came out his mama cootie cat, I always had Junior. So I remember he was going through eviction. He didn't really have nowhere to go. He didn't want to stay with his mom, which is understandable. I said, hey, well, listen, I got a crib. I got 2-bedroom. You know what I'm saying? You can get Junior room. Junior can sleep with me. Cool. I said, we just split the rent, whatever. And that's what we did. So in time, right, I moved to Dallas. And I said, hey, you can stay in this crib. You know what I'm saying? You can stay in the apartment until you get yourself together. And I would still go have with you on the rent. You know what I'm saying? I would still go have with you on the bills or whatever. It won't be no shame, So basically, I'm living in Texas, paying half rent and paying rent here, But it was cool because that's my guy. Time goes on. He eventually moved out the apartment. Now I'm in Dallas now, living my life, going through my own shit. But at the same time, we'll chop it up with each other. I started to notice he started to step away from us as friends, you know what I'm saying? Like us, not just me, but my other partners, right? He started to look the other way. He started to do certain things, you know what I mean? He started to avoid my friends and stuff like that, the people that helped him. Now, I can't knock nobody that grow out of certain situations. I can't knock that. And I ain't knocking nobody. And nobody should be I'm not forcing nobody to be my friend or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, a nigga don't owe you nothing. A nigga don't owe you nothing. But anyway, he eventually get married from what I heard and blah, 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 blah. So one of my partners, D, He said, man, you know, cause they worked at the same plant, but they worked on different sides. But they'll see each other, and the dude won't even speak to him. So I'm like, why he acting like that? Like, why he acting like this? So I started to think during the time when we was living together. So check this out. I remember I came in one night. It was about me and this girl. Matter of fact, it was this chick I met, and we were just hitting it off or whatever like that. And I think we came from Lil Duval did a comedy show in Jackson, Mississippi. This was like in 2008 or 9 or something. And me and her just left the comedy show. So I get there, and boom, it was him and my other partner there with a girl. So, you know, back in them days, you know, they call it like flipping girls or whatever like that. It was consensual, y'all. It was consensual, all that stuff. So, but they didn't know the girl was in the house with me. You know what I'm saying? Because we went in my room. But anyway, you can hear them having sex or whatever like that. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck going on? You know, so I walk out the door. I see the girl walking around naked. She was like, hey, Brian, like, hey, what's going on? You know, woo, 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 woo. So, and he asked me, once I like, no, I got somebody up in there. So the girl I with, she felt uncomfortable, which I understand. That was her first time coming to my crib and woo, 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 woo. So she probably think like, oh man, y'all got a whorehouse. So anyway, the girl ended up leaving, but she came back the next day though. You know, we did our thing the next day. But anyway, I talked to Corey that night. I said, why you got this girl up in here like that? You know, this girl really like you. You know what I'm saying? She really fucks with you, dog. And why you got her out there like that? Why you really just putting her out there like to have sex with your friends? You kind of treat her like she third world or something. Like, this is a beautiful girl. She like you a lot. She do anything you want her to do. Like, why you treat her? Oh, man, I don't like her, man. You know, woo, 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 man. I ain't studying her. So I'm like, damn, nigga, like, it just didn't register to me. But once again, the girl consented to all that stuff. That's what she wanted to do. It wasn't nothing forced. It wasn't nothing coerced or nothing. That's what she wanted to do. Cause when I first met her, she was trying to like be flirtatious with me. I'm like, nah, I don't want you, baby. I can't, you know, deal with nothing like that. But anyway, so I thought back to that. Fast forward, so go get back to my point. So I thought about that, and I was like, oh, that's why he didn't want to talk to us, because he's embarrassed that we know about the girl he's married to, because that's the same girl two of the guys slept with on some freak shit. And I think he's embarrassed. He don't really want nobody to know that he married her, or he wants to put his distance in front of us, right? Cool. So my partner D, just give y'all the backstory there. So my partner D seen him one time. Say, hey man, what's going on? Like, I want to holler at you. He was like, yeah man, you want to talk to me? You gotta be at the church and stuff like that, you know. And I just look at it in that whole situation. I know y'all probably, well, Brian, you know, he grown, y'all growed up. I get it. And listen, y'all, I totally agree. I get it. He on his grown man shit. He do whatever he want. But at the same time, it's like, damn, nigga, like, especially D, my partner D. I'm in Texas, so it don't bother me. I'm living my whole life, but to treat my partner D like that, when you didn't have no food, and I might say my cousin, my partner, but D, I might call D my cousin, my partner. But D used to feed you, fam. D used to take food out his refrigerator and give to you so you can eat. You get what I'm saying? When you didn't have air in your house, D gave you his fan and helped you buy supplies so you could stay cool in your home, man. And for you to treat D like that was just crazy to me, bro. That was just crazy to me. And I just heard different stories from vaguely from different people throughout the years on how he doing. And I do wish the brother well. But that was just like one of those weird situations where you can help a person, you can do stuff for a person and stuff like that, and they will still flip on you when they on the up and up, or they'll look down on you when they doing something better than you. You know what I'm saying? So, and I look at it like that, and once again, when you do for people, you supposed to do for the heart. I don't respect nothing in return, but you were my friend. You know what I'm saying? You was our friend. You know, and I think that was just one of the wildest things that I learned growing up, that a motherfucker will flip on you in a heartbeat once they get on their feet. You know, so shout out to him, man. Shout out to C though. You know, so I wish him the best, man. You know, at the end of the day, he was still a great friend to me. You know what I mean? I was a great friend to him. And I knew it wasn't no shady stuff going on, and I'm cool with it. I ain't talked to that nigga since my grandma died. And that was like what 2012. Yeah, that was the only time he reached out to me when my grandma died. He texted me, but it's all good, man. People are who they are, and I learned that in life when you meet new people, especially me as a man meeting another man, you know, I gotta accept who they are. If I see something in them, I gotta accept it. And if I don't like what I gotta accept, I can move around. With women, I could deal with meeting new women. You know what I'm saying? Cause women just a little different. I can vibe with women. I always vibe with women. Women just easier to deal with. Some men not. I ain't saying all men, but I know some of my brothers know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just deal with my day one partners, man. And I met some new cats out here in Dallas too that I love dearly also. So, just be careful on who you give time to, who you give your energy to and money to and help, because y'all think you cool because you doing that, or you doing this genuinely and you list their problems and you helping them get through certain traumatic situations. Keep in mind, y'all, there's a possibility that these people will flip on you. So, and that's how I look at this 19 Keys situation, man, with Tariq. Tariq has done a lot, man, being patient, being a friend to somebody. And for somebody to do that, man, that shit hurtful. That shit hurtful. So what are y'all thoughts on it? Do you think Tariq should take 19 Keys off of Hidden Colors? I certainly do, because if he stay on Hidden Colors, he gonna get the clout. Because Tariq is the clout when it comes to this filmmaking game, this documentary game, and just who he is as a polarizing figure as Tariq is. And I think 19 Keys just jealous. 19 Keys don't have the trust of the people. He don't have the language of the people. He don't have the soul of the people to want to listen to him. Not follow, but listen. And like I said, I never really listened to 19 Keys. I just always had a bad vibe about him. But I was like, hey, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. Who am I? I'm just a broke nigga from Mississippi living in Dallas trying to pay these goddamn bills. But anyway, what y'all thoughts on that? And y'all be safe. And I love y'all so much, man. Y'all love y'all so much. And I thank y'all for supporting me once again. And salute.